95% of dieters end up regaining their lost weight within 5 years. Why is that? Well, the simple answer is because people couldn't stick to their new way of eating and ended up reverting back to their old ways. And if you don't just want to be another statistic, but want fat loss for life, to be more confident in yourself, to look better, and to live longer, in this video, we're going to shift your approach to meal planning around your lifestyle in a way that makes it the easiest identity shift for you to be most productive on this diet. I'm Nick, and I used to be morbidly obese throughout my childhood, and at 13 years old, I weighed at over 225 pounds. Being that big affected my social life and my self-esteem. I realized the state that I was in and the pain of staying the same was just too great, so I had to change. So I started my fitness journey, and within a few years, I lost over 70 pounds and grew a love for the gym and want to help others who were in the same dark place that I was in. Now, firstly, with your approach to meal planning, you have to understand that this isn't a diet. You cannot frame it as a diet, is what I'm saying. Because a diet is temporary, just like weight loss for the 95% of dieters. For it to be permanent, you have to frame it as a lifestyle. Because if you don't normally eat healthy whole foods, then switching to a meal plan that's chicken, broccoli, rice, freaking bodybuilder meal plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is ridiculous. You'll end up having cheat days that you'll make for yourself, and it'll become unsustainable, and you'll just be running in circles. You may even start binging. This is probably because you can't stand the foods that are on your meal plan, and you can't actually grow to like them and consider it a normal day of eating. No, it's the meal plan. It's the diet that you've set for yourself. This is why traditional meal plans are not what most people need. But if you want to be like the 5% who kept the weight off, they all understood one thing: energy balance. Understand that food is made of calories and other nutrients that fuel you in different ways. And the most fundamental thing for losing weight, aside from you being adherent and taking action, is a calorie deficit. That is first and foremost. This leads to you wondering what the best diet is for that. But again, you're getting swept up in the meal plan or the diet. You gotta understand it's not about a particular diet. The truth is, you can be eating whatever you want to eat and still be able to lose weight. You can be eating the junk food you're probably eating right now and be able to lose fat with that, but you won't because you aren't in a deficit. So the biggest piece of advice I can give to you is to choose the type of restriction that feels least limiting to you personally. What does this mean? If the goal is to be in a calorie deficit, we have to restrict in one of three mainly ways. Restricting allows you to restrict your calories and be in a calorie deficit. A very popular one right now is intermittent fasting. This is also known as time restriction. So you limit the time for which you can eat, which means that you can eat more in that time frame, but you're limited for when you can eat. This can typically help people lose weight by not having to eat as much over the course of a full day. Some people can't stand it though. That's why there's another type of restriction, such as food restriction. Some people restrict certain food groups entirely to make up their calorie deficit. This could be people who don't eat red meat. This could be people doing keto who basically cut out carbs from all their meals to essentially restrict the calories that they're eating to be in a calorie deficit. And the other form of restriction is basic calorie counting. So this is not where you restrict what or when you eat, but it's simply how much you eat, and you track it so that you know that you're not eating as much as you need to maintain or gain weight. But the best way of achieving a calorie deficit, in my opinion, is through flexible dieting. It's where you can eat all these tasty and appealing foods that are low calorie but high in protein. And protein, fun fact, is the most satiating macronutrient of the three macronutrients: protein, fat, and carbs. It also helps preserve lean muscle tissue so that when you're losing fat, you still maintain as much muscle as possible, so that by the end of the cut, by the end of the fat loss, you still look appealing and you still look fit and healthy. And flexible dieting can achieve this easily. If you're craving ice cream, there's anabolic ice cream. Very voluminous and fills up your stomach. If you want French toast that tastes like the real thing and you want it every day, you can have anabolic French toast. It's a very low calorie, very filling breakfast that you can have that's sweet and satisfies all your gourmet, sweet cravings. And if you're curious about flexible dieting, maybe you've not heard it before, and you want to know more about the philosophy of it, I have a free ebook linked in the top of the description or the pinned comment that you can have free access to it to basically run through how it works and its relation to fat loss. It goes through the pros and the cons of this dieting approach, as well as case studies and valuable sources that help you decide whether this is the diet for you. But like I said before, you don't want to just frame it as a diet, you want to frame it as a lifestyle. So by now you should understand that the point of this video wasn't to point out what is wrong with your meal plan or what you should change in your meal plan, but rather, why have a meal plan at all? You can use the free knowledge of calorie counting today. You can search up on a caloriecalculator.com website or tdee.com. You can use these websites to estimate how many calories you burn per day roughly. And with a little bit of experimentation, 3 days up to a week maybe, you can figure out your maintenance calories and subtract 400 calories from that per day and stick to that target by tracking everything you eat, and you will lose weight. Make sure you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight or somewhere around there to help with filling you up and preserving your lean muscle tissue if you may also be going to the gym. Again, just a reminder, you can achieve your deficit in whichever way you like. As I said, time restriction works. Limiting food groups works. That's why all these diet fads are popular on the internet, because they all work. This form of dieting may tend to be a more sustainable way where you don't demonize foods that you eat. And this is because you're not limiting any food groups. And it takes away the need for cheat days, because you can essentially have that Dunkin' Donut every day. You can have a pizza slice every day. It's all about portion control and knowing your calorie balance. So pick the form of dieting that is easiest for you and you can make it work. I wish you luck. I hope this video brought some real value. Remember to download that ebook if you're interested. It's completely free. I'm Nick Steep. Leave no more lost potential, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.